I'm Talena with Interior Design by Talena in Houston, Texas, and today I'm here with 𝗕𝗲𝗍𝗶 to show you the renovation I did on my own home. So the exterior of the home had a massive change. Again, it was a traditional style home. So it had the red brick everywhere. If I'm gonna go modern, then I'm gonna go for it and just paint the brick white and then accent it with black. And in order to make it a little bit more contemporary, we removed all the windows and replaced them with new, and we made them all a rectangular shape and squared off the top. But it was also really important that we address the landscape. It had not been well maintained at all. There was also a really large hill in the front of the home. So we went ahead and first thing, knocked that hill down and really leveled out the yard so that it looked a lot bigger, a little more expansive. And there was a lot of decisions, even all the way down to the color of the mulch. I decided because we have a black and white home, it made sense to do the black mulch. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Right now, I'm standing in the formal living room, and it is the first thing you see when you come in the front door. So it was one of the most important rooms for me. And first things first, I had to address the windows. So I took all of those windows out and put in this large window here. I wanted to be able to see right through and see the pool area because I knew we had a really big pool renovation on our hands as well. And it ended up turning out beautifully. When I bought this home, this was actually the office. So there was a small corridor that led here, and right about here is where there was a wall. It was a very, very dark space. I decided I wanted this to be the dining room. Then I added these chandeliers, and everybody always says something about them when they come in the home and always compliments them. The other thing is this window. This window, I decided to do one solid pane as opposed to that which might have crossbars. That's a lot more of a traditional feel, and that wouldn't lend itself to the rest of the style of the home as we've changed it. Another one of the really important features in this room is the fireplace. We actually removed the fireplace that was there and installed a ventless fireplace. And then we had to decide what were we gonna do with this wall. It's obviously a large wall, it's a big piece, and it really needed to make sense and still lend itself to the modern kind of contemporary feel in the space. So I went back and forth on it a lot, but eventually I ultimately decided to do this herringbone pattern with the wood plank tile. So as everybody says, the kitchen is the heart of the home. So this space was definitely the most important space to me when we were doing this renovation. This wall right here where you see the black I-beam, that was all one solid wall. So we knocked out all of those walls and just made this one large entertaining space. Because it was so long, we really were trying to decide, did we want to do one large island, maybe two smaller islands, but ultimately we decided it would be best to do one large 15-foot island. We made it so that your kitchen is open to your formal living room, and I can be doing the dishes and I can still see the fire going, as well as when I have family and friends that are here sitting at the island, I can still interact with them as well as any guests that might be in the formal living room or in the family room. Initially, when I was coming up with the design and layout of this kitchen, I thought I was just gonna use a 48-inch stove, but because this wall is 25 feet long, when I started laying it out, I really felt like it was gonna look too small for the space, so I ultimately decided on the 60-inch stove. Another cool feature that I find guests always seem to be really impressed with when they come over is the pot filler. A lot of times I get asked, what is that? And I'm always a little bit surprised that they haven't seen it. But I'll tell you, when you're cooking pasta, it really comes in handy. Because it's a modern home, I really wanted to just keep the design simple. So I ended up choosing this elongated hexagon gunmetal tile, and I really love the way that it turned out, and I decided to lay it vertically. I often use pull-out drawers as opposed to doors. And mostly that's for the utilitarian purposes. I feel like you get more storage and it's easier to access. So typically people will put their plates, bowls, etc. on the upper cabinets, but I actually like to put them below the countertop. I like this because it really just has a cleaner look on the overall kitchen. I want to do something really unique with our interior doors, so I decided to laminate them. It really ties in well to the bathroom, which has also a metallic porcelain tile on the ground. And then I went with an interesting metallic penny style floor in the shower. For the countertop, I decided to use decked in. And to the average homeowner, that is a relatively unknown product, but it's great because it's durable, there's no scratching and no etching. And it's actually used from the same materials for glass, porcelain, and quartz. Another note about the shower area in this space is that we decided to make great use of it and turn it into the dog washing area. And I first was looking into different design options when I came up with this concept, but I ultimately decided to just do a low curb so the dogs could easily walk in or out. This is the family room, so it's often where everybody wants to hang out for watching television or just having family and friends over. For me, the thing that I disliked the most about this home when I bought it was how dark the space was. So a big way to solve that problem was to open all of the space up and really put in these large glass doors. So each one is a little bit unique. They actually open from the center and they stack on top of the outside panels. And then the one in the back, all three panels stack on top of each other. So it really opens up the space, and when the weather's really nice, you can open up the doors and enjoy the breeze. Down this hallway is the back set of stairs. We used a dark wood plank for the stairs, but on the risers, and we decided to do the brushed silver metal laminate on each of the risers. Also down this hallway is our pool bath. And you'll see it's one of the only spaces in the entire house that I didn't paint white. The reason for that is in a half bath, you don't have a lot of opportunity to make an impact. I'm standing in what was the upstairs game room. And we actually decided to turn this back half of the house on the second floor into our master suite. So for once in the renovation of this house, we actually put more walls up. And we did that to create a his and hers master closet. I'm standing in the upstairs family room right now. But try to imagine there was a very traditional style handrail here, and there was a wall right here. There was actually some doors that led to an upstairs study, but again, we really tried to open up every space we could in this house. So we removed the wall here, and there's a beam hidden up in the attic, and we removed another wall over there, and the same thing. We had another beam that is hidden up in the attic space as well. So it really opened up the space, and we're able to use it as a great entertaining area. I'm standing in one of the upstairs guest bathrooms, and I want to just discuss a few of the design ideas that I had with this room. You'll notice I used a dark gray glass tile, but I decided to run it vertically. And then I wanted to offset that with a white band, and it's a slightly different size tile, but I decided to run those horizontally. Another thing that a lot of times I find designers will do, or even homeowners will do, is they make a shampoo niche and they do something that stands out within that shampoo niche. And they often do that on the main focus wall. I never do that. The thing is that your shampoo and your conditioners and soaps are always sitting in that shampoo niche. So I never want that to be the first thing that you see when you walk into the space. So you'll notice in this shower, I put the shampoo niche on the plumbing wall, and I left the main focus wall just to be accented by the white band. I want to thank you all for joining me on this tour around my home. I'm Talena with Interior Design by Talena in Houston, Texas, brought to you by 𝗕𝗲𝗄𝗏.